Welcome back to Marketing Tip Tea Time. I am Aaron, your host, and did you love those graphics? Because I did. Thank you to Peter Romero, our graphics supervisor, and Phil Van Drunen, who is our technical director, who made all of this happen super smoothly. Today, we actually introduced all of our new graphics. So thank you to both of those people. We hope you really liked it. Spent quite a bit of time on that. Today, we are actually going to introduce our first guest of the season, and we're really excited. But before we do that, we now actually have sponsors, can you believe it, for our show. So I'm going to talk about our sponsor for this season, Whole Brain Consulting. Whole Brain Consulting is an outsourced operations consultancy that specializes in the consumer products industry, providing solutions catered to your production. Services include QA, QC, supply chain, operations, logistics, R&D, and private equity due diligence. Thank you so much, Whole Brain Consulting. Now, we're going to dive in with Andri Sadlak. He is an immigrant to Canada, where he moved alone at the age of 23 with near empty pockets and nobody to rely on. He worked his way up the corporate ladder, but in 2018 he lost his real estate development job and focused on building a travel community and a home decor brand. In the first year of operating his internet business, to save the brand, Andri had to sell his home and started living a digital nomad life. Wow. 3 years later, Andri sold his online physical products brand for $500,000 USD. Today, Andri is building a new e-commerce brand, but he is also a co-founder of the Ecom brand builder Mastermind and ProductPinion, a software that helps online business owners make data-driven marketing decisions. Help me in welcoming Andri Sadlak. There he is, Andri. How are you?
Thank you so much. That was quite an introduction. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for being on the show. Everyone knows that this is Marketing Tip Tea Time, where we talk about marketing tips and tricks and help entrepreneurs and marketing people learn about marketing. But one of the most important parts is the tea. So Andri actually requested, now we've had this type of tea on before, ceremonial grade matcha, but specifically by David's Tea. So that's what we have here. He has some, I have some, and we're gonna go ahead and take a little sip of this. Be sure to get in all the slurps. Oh, that's good. That is really good.
Yeah, and pretty good.
Is there a specific reason? Now, everyone we've had on the show has requested ceremonial matcha. Is there a specific reason that you go for the ceremonial?
Yeah, first of all, it's the most expensive version, right? But the reason it is the most expensive is the hardest one to produce, and it has the best health properties in there, right? And we've been looking at this product to create like a custom formula for matcha for a while, so I love tasting other ones. And I never tried David's Tea, so I was like, hey, this is a perfect moment to give it a try. Such a big brand in terms of matcha and teas, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, it was, it's very smooth. It is, now for our viewers out there, a lot of viewers will follow us and then they will order the tea that we have as well. So for all the viewers out there, I know that some of you either love or hate matcha. This is actually a very good matcha. Very smooth. It doesn't have that seaweed taste that some matcha has. So
yeah, some matchas are bitter, but this one seems to be good. Also, I'll have to admit that I take it as a latte, so that makes a difference too. But for proper matcha drinkers, if they take it like espresso basically, then they'll notice the difference between ceremonial and non-ceremonial. And the ones that come from Japan versus China or anywhere else, I definitely trust Japan more, but that's just me.
Oh, okay. That is a great bit of advice for all of our tea drinkers. So I want to dive straight into your entrepreneurial journey. So you sold your house to live a digital nomad life, correct? That had to have been, wow.
Yeah.
My
well,
gosh.
That was a hard decision, but I had
bet.
to do that to save the business.
Wow. And so What was the hardest aspect of, moving into that digital nomad life? And also, what was the most fun aspect of that? Because I know a lot of millennials out there, a lot of people our age, they're thinking about this. They're seeing these people traveling, doing the digital nomad life, and they want to know what are the good parts, what are the bad parts?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, the reason I had to sell it was I had an inventory problem. I had 5,000 units, but high defect rate, and I wanted to save the business. I had to recall all of that inventory, send it to garbage, and in order for me to restart and to be I had no other way to get forward than to sell the townhome I had. And when I sell it, I was like, okay, I don't have anywhere to go right now, and I always wanted to taste that digital nomad lifestyle, right? The Instagram lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's definitely cheaper to live in Southeast Asia than it is in Canada, especially on the West Coast. We do have this sunshine tax as well in British Columbia. So for me, it made no stay, especially in a small town I was in where no one was really doing e-commerce or online marketing per se. So I did join a few friends of mine on Bali, and that's how the journey started. About 8 months or so we've been traveling, so it was mostly Southeast Asia, Mexico, United States, and then we were back in Vancouver. But those 8 months have taught me a lot, that's for sure. So in terms of pros and cons, pros, you get to experience life, you get to meet a lot of amazing human beings, hopefully, and you try different things, like you live it fully, and I definitely enjoyed it. I found myself way less productive being constantly on the move. And the only times I've been performing fairly well as a digital nomad entrepreneur was when I was stationed for like a few weeks to a month in the same place. So that's like my quick summary on my experience.
Wow. That sounds like a whirlwind of an experience there. Like, and my gosh. So you did that, and you learned a lot.
No regrets, though.
And right, exactly. So you did all that, and you learned a lot, and eventually you have this business that you created, and you sell it for $500,000 USD. What did that journey look like, and specifically, what role did the marketing of that business and the branding of that business play into being able to make a sale like that?
Oh, absolutely. Great question. Because it was primarily an Amazon-based physical products brand. So the main sales channel was Amazon. Yet I always treated that brand as a standalone brand, something that would easily be expandable, if there's a word, to other channels, to retail, to my own website, which is something I had in process building at the time of the sale. And the reason I wanted to do it that way is I hate depending on one source of income. I hate depending on one platform, even though there are lots of pros of selling on Amazon. So the role that marketing played in it outside of Amazon, because Amazon is pretty predictable, you know what to do if you sell on Amazon, but outside of Amazon, I've done something that most brands do not do if they sell on Amazon. I created a travel community because my products were travel-related home decor products, and that travel community has been pretty active. I've grown it to about 6,000 people, all organic, real Americans, Canadians, who were actually my customers. Most of them have purchased at least one product from the brand. And that community added a lot of value to the valuation of the brand at the time of the sale. And also that community helps to launch new products big time. Because usually what Amazon sellers do, they use some tricks like rebates. They find people who want free products. They trick the system so Amazon's AI sees that people who search for a certain product end up buying yours, and that's how you increase your rank, right? But in my case, my expenses to launch products were way lower than an average Amazon business would have because I had real fans, people who would create the design of the product with me, and when it was ready, they would go and buy it. Probably not all of them, but like enough to make a difference in terms of Amazon ranking and overall brand perception.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a very good explanation for how that worked out. So you sell this brand, okay? You sell this, and that's really what you ended up selling was kind of a lifestyle brand, right? and then you're thinking in your mind, what am I going to do next? Like, what's the next thing? And so you're currently working on another e-commerce business, but you also helped to found Ecom Brand Builder Mastermind and ProductPinion. Can you tell us a little bit about these projects you're working on?
Absolutely. Both of these are like my passion projects right now, so definitely happy to share what I'm working on. The mastermind, so the Ecom Brand Builder Mastermind, is something that has evolved from a small group of people that I put together, like basically my friends who were like also selling on Amazon, building their brands online, and I conduct weekly calls and kind of keep each other accountable. To me, that's the biggest game changer. Like before I started that, I had like 2 products. By the time I sold the business, I had 15 different SKUs. So it definitely made a big difference if you want to scale fast, to be surrounded by like-minded individuals who have similar goals, and they're super aggressive and they prioritize their business basically. So this mastermind is something that has evolved from that little group. Right now we have 26 members, and we're very, very picky about who we admit. There's an interview process. Everybody who's already a member has to vote for a new member to join, just because we want to preserve the quality of the members. And we don't want it to be like a huge thing. I don't think this will really change my life financially, but what it does is it gives me, first of all, amazing connections and people who will always support me and others in the group, and also big fulfillment. Like this is what feeds me energetically. Like I get that happiness from talking to them every time, and I see when people scale their businesses and how I help to impact their past basically. And it's not just me, it's me and the Zap twins. I don't know if you heard of them, but if you're in the Amazon space, you probably have. Eric and Brian Zabirik. So these guys, together with me, we're scaling this. That's who actually made it a commercial project. But yeah, this is something that I kind of live every day. Like I talk to these people every day, and I contribute as much as I can, and I get a lot of happiness from this. So that's the mastermind. We call it EBB, it's Ecom Brand Builder, only for people who focus on brand building and scaling their business, and not for people who haven't started yet, but for someone who's been selling for a while, they just want to scale now. And we have like penalties system as well, so it's like very strict accountability. You can be out of the group if you don't perform, basically, but it's also in a very friendly and supportive way. Like the system is there to ensure you grow really fast. Now the ProductPinion. So this is the SaaS project. ProductPinion is another passion of mine, because after years of experimenting with my e-commerce business, I've learned that I know nothing about what's going to work, and I only want to rely on split testing moving forward and asking my audience. That's how I've been designing my products with my group. That's like you look at the data on Amazon. If you launch something on Amazon, and data, it's just like being blind in the world of e-commerce. So ProductPinion, what it does, it's basically an online surveying tool that helps you make data-driven decisions. So let's say you're not sure which main image of your product is going to perform best, which one's going to give you the best conversion, right? What you can do with ProductPinion is you can show 2 or like 3 images side by side to your ideal customer, to your target audience. Let's imagine it's like, let's say, women 25 to 45 years old, making certain income, living in certain areas, having certain interests, and let's say they have Amazon Prime. And these people will vote to tell you which one they like best and why. That's one of the things you can do there. There's also a video poll that you can do. So let's say you build a new website and not sure how well it flows. You can have people comment on it and record sort of like a Loom video of their screen explaining what they see, what they like, what they don't like, right? So we have that feature as well. So in simple words, you can split test anything, whether it's your headline, whether it's your logo, whether it's your brand name, images, designs, anything that's important for you to serve your customers. You can split test in advance, and you get results within hours, within days at the most, depending on how many people you want to survey. But if it's like 100 people, then within hours at the most. And before you even launch that product, you will know with very high level of confidence it's going to perform well. So this software is about to launch at the end of this month. We do have pre-public beta. So if anyone's interested, feel free to send me a message. I'll get you the best deal ever, which is basically at cost to us, but the condition is you'll need to give us feedback. so we can continue improving it.
Wow, that sounds like a very, very, very powerful tool for anybody who wants to do any sort of marketing for their business.
It definitely is. I'm in love with how it works.
Oh my gosh. And that actually goes very well into our next question, which is all about data. How important is data in making marketing decisions? And you just sort of answered that, but how does what you do fit into this data decision-making process?
Critical. Like data, I love data. Data is everything. And I'm not the best researcher myself. That's why I love the tool so much, because it makes it so easy. But also, something I wanted to share is how most of my friends analyze data is, in my opinion, a little outdated. So the way Amazon sellers look at the market situation before they launch a product is basically looking at the past performance. So they see how the product has been selling, what the competition is like, what their sales have been in the last 12 months, 1 month, whatever they want to focus on. But that's always looking back in the past, right?
Right.
What I like as well is looking into the trends. So the easiest tool there is Google Trends. But very often when you see, okay, the trend is growing, there's something new, there's not much data in the past, and I can see that this is going to be the way humans prefer to solve a certain problem. Let's say a product they start buying that they haven't been buying before. You also want to ask people directly, right? And that's why a tool that I'm building is going to be a huge help for everyone who wants to reduce their risks. Like, to give an example, when I started split testing my images on Amazon a few years ago, I would look at, let's say, a week's worth of performance. I change the main image, I track my conversion, and I see if conversion has improved or not. If it hasn't, I put the old one back. Maybe a little later, when my rank is back at where it used to be, I try another one, right? And I would do this all the time because I want to improve my business 1% every day, so then no competition can catch up with me, right? Now with this tool, you can do something very, very similar and have the result within an hour without affecting your rank, right? So that's why I love it so much. But basically, anything you can do with data, please do it. It's so easy these days. Like the data is out there. You just have to use it. Don't guess, because it's going to cost you a lot of money. And like in my case, I would be making extra 5 to 10 grand a month profits after making certain changes based on data purely, without having no personal preference.
That's amazing. Yeah, and that is a great point, that people always throw their own biases into their creative all the time. They think this is what I like, so this is what everybody else likes. And we do the same thing with some of our clients. Yep. Yeah. We do the same thing with some of our clients. We say, humans. Hey, you gotta, being human is tough, huh?
Well, it is, but it's also amazing.
Yep, exactly. And
for any entrepreneur, their business is their baby, and they always think that they know better for their baby. What's going to be the best decision, what's best for their customers. What I prefer doing, and I learned it the hard way by losing a lot of money, is asking my customer what is better for them. Because ultimately, it's not about you making more money, it's about you serving someone. And when you do that well, you make more money as a result, right? So using that data, like real people's opinions, that's why it's ProductPinion, makes a lot of sense. And the cost you pay for making those split tests, even if you do it daily, is nothing compared to how much more you can make as a result.
Right. Wow. That's great advice. So everyone out there who's listening, you've got to start using data. Real data, not just your friends and family and you saying, hey, look at my cool product. Do you like it? Isn't it amazing? You've got to go find real people to give you real opinions. Yep, exactly.
That's true. Your family loves you too much. They won't tell you the harsh truth.
I've been in that situation before, let me tell you. So, we have one last question, really, and that is, what is the #1 piece of advice that you would give to someone looking to start a business in the marketing industry?
That's a big one. If you had a business before, so this is a new thing for you, but you want to go online, which is definitely the future, clearly, it's already present. I recommend looking into basically answering two big questions. One, where's the opportunity? So where is the pack moving? Just like one Canadian hockey player was saying, I don't go where the pack is, I go where the pack's going to be. You want to be the same. You want to be forward thinking, see where we're moving as humankind or as your audience, whoever you're serving. Let's say if it's, I don't know, some food, you want to see what food trends are out there. They're new and upcoming, and you want to see the fundamentals. Is it going to stay? Are going to stay here, or is it something that's like a short-term trend because one person mentioned a new ingredient on the show? So if you see that it's going stable, but it's pretty new, that might be a good idea, right? So that's one. Where is the pack moving? Now, second, out of all of the options, where do you see the future is headed? Where do you have the most effect? Like, what do you love the most? In my case, with the business I sold, it was traveling. I consider myself a global citizen. I love traveling, and I approached that community more from like personal development standpoint, like how good traveling is for humans, not how nice it is to relax on the beach. And that resonated with a lot of people. And I think because of that passion, no competition could be a danger to me, because I was making the best possible product in the world. The community was very strong, and the prices were the highest out there. So my margins were still healthy, even though competition was growing every single day. So if you're passionate about something, not only you'll most likely develop the best possible solution to someone's problem, which is always in demand, but also when it gets tough, and it will get tough at some point, I promise you that, you will not easily give up, because it's part of you. It's your identity. You have love towards it. Just like when you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, usually you don't give up that easily. Wow, right? Yep. Same here. If there's opportunity, there's money, and you have passion to it, that's the perfect combination. Anything else is secondary.
Wow. That is absolutely some amazing advice. Audience out there, if you have any last questions, just drop it in. If not, then we're going to wrap up the show here. I'm watching our comments this time. One time I said that and I wasn't watching the comments. But I'm going to essentially take another sip of this.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Tea while we wait. Do. Everybody, as you're watching, please like, share, do everything. Go ahead. Follow Andri, go follow him. He's on Instagram. He is a story wizard. He has so many stories on Instagram, it blows my mind. Follow him on LinkedIn. He's got so many things going on. He's got a Facebook page that this was also streaming on. So please go check out all of his stuff, all of his products, everything he's doing. He has just such an amazing story and some amazing software and products that he has been working on. So again, Andri, thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for this amazing tea. Yes.
Yeah,
and you are
a pleasure so much.
You're currently in Canada, right? Yeah.
We're hosting lots from time to time, so if you're local, definitely reach out. I'd love to meet you.
Perfect. That's awesome. Well, thank you everybody for watching this episode of Marketing Tip Tea Time. We have a very special lineup for you for the rest of the season. We actually have, and I'm going to announce them, Carl Rydlund, who is actually the orchestrator for Hans Zimmer, is going to be back on the show. And, well, not back on the show, but he's coming on the show. And then we're going to also have Chris Thomas, and he's going to talk about some of his marketing music work with theme parks. And we have a lot more people who are coming on the show this fall and next spring, and we're going to be really excited about talking to these people. So if you know musicians, if you know marketers, if you know anybody who wants to talk to these people and submit some questions, please send them our way. Remember, we are on YouTube, we are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Follow, share, like everything that we're doing, and please send us your questions, send us people that you want to see on the show, and we will reach out and try and have them on the show. Again, Andri, thank you so much for everything you've done. I really enjoyed the conversation. You provided so much value.
Thank you so much, Aaron. It's been my pleasure. Definitely happy to connect with everybody.
Perfect. We call it spilling the secret sauce on our show, which is giving that secret sauce to everyone, and I think you did a great job of that. So everyone, thank you for watching again, and until next time, na zdraví. Cheers.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Andri.
Cheers.